Hi, good afternoon, Gayatri ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing good, Ashutosh. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. So, how's your day going so far?
My day has been going really great. It's Makar Sankranti. We have a lot of celebration around. A lot of people are enjoying. So yeah, this is how it's going. Thank you so much for asking. How about you?
Yeah, for me, of course, it's wonderful. I'm able to see that festive environment outside. But of course, it's a pretty normal day for me. That's what I would say. So, I'm so happy that you joined me today. And as you are joining me for the first time on my YouTube channel, would you mind telling me about yourself, please?
Yeah, for sure. So as you know, my name is Gayatri Sharma. I'm from west part of UP. I've done my graduation and master's in English literature. I also have been a trainer for 3.5 years. I have worked with multiple brands. I have worked with multiple YouTube channels, which I will not take name, but this is how I have started my journey as an English language trainer.
Okay. So next interesting question. I'm so happy to hear that you have been training students. So how did you get into training? And just did you have this dream since childhood or just when did you think about it?
I think in my childhood, somehow I had a gist of being a teacher, not a trainer. I had something like whenever my teacher would ask me that, "What do you want to do, Gayatri?" I would say, "I want to be a teacher." Whereas my class would be, I would be an engineer or a doctor, something like that. But in 2022, like 2020, I started learning language myself because I come from Hindi medium background. This is not
Mhm.
my background. I started learning, it was lockdown. I thought that I must do something. I learned the language. In 2022, I got an offer from somewhere that would you be our trainer or would you like to train our students? It was very new thing for me. I had never done it before, but still I took the call. I went for a training, and since then I have been teaching spoken English and training students. Yeah.
Oh, that's great to hear. So as you said, like you have been training students and you have a great experience on multiple platforms. So please let me know what are the methods and what kind of techniques do you follow to help students?
Yeah. So I do not have a magic stick, to be honest. I would not say, Ashutosh, that we trainers have kind of magic pills or magic stick and we can make you learn. For me, I have very simple, basic methods which everyone approaches to, but I try my best to simplify it for my learners. I try my best to make them understand that language is not just a course, it's a journey, it's a way of living, right? So I make them understand that they have to emerge, and then I do have some techniques, some activities. I design something for them, and then I make them speak in that.
Okay. So, or just I would ask you a question. If somebody comes to you, then how do you identify their problems? And just, how do you understand? First, do you ask them about their goals? And then how do you address their problems?
Yeah. See, learning a language can have multiple objectives, right? For me, learning a language, I never had thought before that I would be a trainer in future. For me,
Mhm.
it was just a kind of fun because I didn't have anything in lockdown, right? So I just worked on my language. For me, it was just a fun way, but somehow I made it so far. For a lot of people, they have different objectives in their life. Someone wants to be really good at their professional career things, right? Someone wants to have good academics in the language, or someone just wants to communicate to people. I do assist them with their objective, and I really want them to be very clear that, ma'am, I want to speak at my workplaces, or maybe I want to connect to people, or when I want to be a public speaker, something like that. I make them understand that first be very clear with your objective, with your goal, with the reason why do you want to work on your language. And once they tell me that this is my intention and that's why I want to learn the language, then I design things, then I tell them the ways they can go for, because every English settings has a different meanings, words, vocabulary for their settings. Like for example, business English has altogether different sets of vocabulary, right? Politics English has different sets of vocabulary, all the things. So this is how I design. This is how I have.
Okay. Yeah, one thing is similar. I would say, even though I started my journey in 2020 when I was back home in COVID-19, but yes, I invested a lot of time on YouTube after 9 months and I worked really hard to speak better. Then I started working for my YouTube channel and that worked really well for me. And the same for you, just, you learned English and then you started training students. So that's wonderful. So, okay. So another question goes to you that what inspired you to pursue this path? As you said, like in COVID-19, before COVID-19, it was not somewhat your dream or passion, but how did you develop it and how did you, I mean to say, came into it and who inspired you to do it?
Yeah. As I have already mentioned that I come from Hindi medium background. My complete schooling has been in Hindi medium. Even I have completed my graduation in Hindi medium. There was only one subject, English. Both subjects like geography and political science, they were in Hindi. But when I started working on the language, I experienced multiple drawbacks, problems, challenges, right? And then I used to see people how they struggle in the language. I see that
Mhm.
how people get discouraged when they don't fit in a community, when they don't fit in their
Right.
friend circle, when they are not appreciated at their workplaces, their efforts are not considered. I saw people who are struggling to get good jobs just because of language. I saw some people who get demeaned just because of a language. The English language has become a symbol of intelligence, which I never agree with, right? So I decided to help my learners. I decided to help people. I decided to remove their fear. That's what inspired me to get into the journey of spoken English. Yeah.
Okay. So now please let me know about the highlights. If you would say, if you do have some memories of your journey, which you do want to share here, like, on this video. So please, can you tell me which was really interesting throughout your journey, which you would like to share to anyone if you want to do?
Yeah. So I would say one thing to everyone. See, there was a time you would not believe, and nobody will ever believe me, that I was the same person who was not able to introduce myself saying, my name is
Hmm.
Gayatri, I'm from here and there. I was so scared. I remember my first call on a particular application. I would not take the name of the application. I made a call on that application and I was talking to a stranger, right? And when he asked me that, tell me about yourself, I disconnected the call. So that had been a really amazing memory of mine. And then after 2 years, like 2022, 2022, when I started my journey as a trainer, that particular day was also something which was very scary. No, I was very nervous. I was thinking that I myself have been a learner of the language. How can I be trainer? But then someone showed me, showed trust in me. The person who invited me for the training, she exactly encouraged me that, Gayatri, you can do that, you can be a trainer. That day is also one of my great memories of my language journey. So yeah, these are the highlights,
Yeah,
I'd say.
exactly. It's always important to remember the first day, even though I remember how I started my journey. And that was pretty interesting. I was not able to understand. Somebody asked me, what do you do for living? I was not able to understand that what does it mean, what I do for living. And I was not able to understand that particular word living. I thought I eat food for living. So that was my answer in my head. But then I asked him to simplify the question. Then he told me that he's asking about my profession, what I do. So it happens. It's pretty normal that everybody comes from, like, as you come from Hindi background, even though I studied in a CBSE, but there was no environment of English. So it is pretty normal for everyone to, when they come across all these questions for the first time, it's very difficult for them to answer, right? Especially with the strangers, you don't even know them. Okay. So
This is
okay,
so true.
moving on to another moving on to another question, that what areas of spoken English training do you specialize in?
Okay, so as I come from Hindi medium, English was my subject, and I was so amazing
Hmm.
at grammatical concepts. I specialize in grammar. My forte is grammar specifically. Why grammar? Because I believe as a language learner and trainer, grammar is your foundation, it's your base. So that technical academic English, I have built really amazing connections between technical academic English and the real life English. I have tried my best to make people understand, even to make myself understand, that how to use tenses, how to connect those tenses with real life. So my expertise, I hold expertise in grammar, then pronunciation at the same time, and I also hold expertise in writing. Like I teach people how to organize ideas, how to write them on a piece of paper, how to be amazing at writing as well. So yeah, these
Okay,
are my
that's great
expertise.
to hear.
Thank you so
Okay.
much.
So moving on to another question that, as you said, like you have been training a student. So what kind of sessions do you conduct for students, like one-on-one sessions, group sessions, and what do you like a lot? Or just tell me one other question. That is, which activity is your favorite when you conduct sessions for students?
Great. I am comfortable in all types of sessions. Like I go for one-on-one session where I believe that the learner gets complete receptive attention of a trainer, which is really
Mhm,
amazing thing to do. But then when I go for group session, I feel when a learner speaks in a group, that also gives him confidence to talk in public. Right? Even if 10 people are
exactly.
sitting in front of you on camera, you see, oh my God, 10 people are listening me. So that gives you
Mhm.
confidence. So I conduct both sessions, one-on-one and then group sessions. I think one more thing you asked me, and I think forgot that.
Yeah,
So
that
can you
was the
repeat?
question. Which is your favorite activity while conducting sessions for students in a group sessions or one-on-one sessions?
Great, great, great. So I have multiple activities. I have come across. I myself have designed multiple activities. But I think first activity which I really like, I also enjoy, is tongue twister. As we are North Indians, some people come from Bihar, I come from UP, then some people come from southern part of India. They have very strong diction of their mother tongue. So when you
Yes.
want to mitigate that particular effect and texture of your mother tongue, that helps you a lot to reduce that tongue twister. And the second activity I really like, I give some sentences to people and I really ask them to enjoy the sentence in multiple expressions. Like I'll give you a sentence, I'll say that I have been in traffic for 4 hours, right? So this is a sentence. And
Mhm.
I will really ask you to go for that, repeat the sentence with three strong emotions. Go for happy emotions, angry emotions, sad emotions. So this is also one of my favorite activities I go for.
Yeah, exactly. This is very important for people to understand the intonation of the language. Some people do not understand and they speak flat. So you're not going to sound a very good communicator because you have to understand and feel the language while speaking. If I'm saying like, I'm happy, I'm fantastic, thank you. So it shows like I'm so happy at this moment and I'm enjoying at this moment right now. So, but otherwise, if I would say, yeah, I'm happy, so it does not make any sense. Like, how am I happy if I'm not looking happy and people cannot understand from my voice? Okay. So yeah, you're right. All these activities are pretty helpful, I would say. And okay, moving on to another question. That is the piece of advice I would say. What piece of advice would you give to somebody who would like to become fluent in 2025 and they are looking for it, because most of the people, they dream to become fluent but they are not working on it? So what do you think about it, how they can start their journey to become better in spoken English?
Great, great. So see, I have been a learner and a trainer for a good time. I would not give only one advice. I'll go for multiple advices. What I come across, and I really want people to change the narration and the mindset they have. The first thing, do not set a target. See, I believe time limit is really important, that you must have a time limit that, okay, I want to master the language in a year, 2 years, 3 years, something like that. But don't go for some kind of notions and nonsense things on YouTube or anywhere, like 3 months spoken English course, 21 days spoken English task and something like that. They disappoint you a lot. I have done all the things. I have enrolled myself into multiple courses and they do not take you to anywhere. I'm telling you. So this is the first advice. See, language is a journey. It's not a short-term diploma. It's the way of living. We have been living our mother tongues since the time we have come on this earth. But if you take it, oh, I want to master the language in just 2 months. And a lot of learners come to me and they say, ma'am, can I learn in just 2 months? Ma'am, I have interview next month. Can you just teach me in just 1 month? This is not possible. Please change your brain. First advice is start living the language. It's not a short term diploma, it's a way of living. The third advice I'll go for is stop putting passive efforts. If you have been watching thousands of videos on YouTube, but you are not exercising your mouth, you are not actively practicing it, you will never be a fluent person. You have to speak until you enter in a swimming pool. How can you learn how to swim, right? You have to get into that. You have to feel the water, and then you have to throw your hands here and there. So these are my advices to my learners and to your audience as well. That's how it is.
Yeah, exactly. All these practical things are very important. That's what I say to everyone, that until unless you're not going to speak, you're not going to become better. Because maybe you know a lot about gym, but until or unless you go there in the gym and you do exercises, then only you get six packs, you get muscles. The same, this is the practice of your mouth muscles. If language is not going to be fit into your tongue, then it is very difficult for you to speak English. And always we have this mother tongue influence. Why? Because we try, and of course that's pretty common because we are the just speaking other language from our childhood. So we need to learn the language by listening to it carefully, the different sounds of the language. And the most of the people in our country, what they do, they try to speak English but in Tamil tone, Malayalam tone, Hindi tone, all these tones. That's why we have it, because we do not listen to it carefully. And the second thing, we do not make efforts to learn the sounds of the English language. So all these things are very important to focus on. And of course, practice is the most important thing. If you think you're listening to English content for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, maybe you can be an expert of listening to the language, but you cannot be a good speaker. That's what I would say. Even though I came across a lot of people in my journey, they told me that they wanted to learn English, and they have been trying to learn English from 2010, 2012, and it's been 10 years, 12 years. They are listening to it, they are practicing grammar, they are going through exercises, but they did not ever speak English. I came across a lot of students of mine who told me this, that they have been watching English movies, web series, and content, but they did not have this idea that how they can improve really. They thought like they thought like they were clueless that how they can improve spoken English because they were doing everything possible for them. But when I told them that speaking comes from speaking, you have to believe in it, then they started speaking, and now they are able to do it. So all those things which you told me, they are absolutely right, and everyone should work on it. That's what I would say. So okay, thank you so much. It was really nice talking to you today. At last, if you would like to summarize and say a one sentence to motivate learners, then please.
Yeah, I'll go for thank you so much for it. I'll say one only last sentence is do not afraid of making mistakes. Even being a learner and being a trainer for 2.5 years, 3 years, still I make mistakes. Still, when you go through the video, you might come across some of the mistakes, and I'm really okay with that. I'm not a perfect in the language, I'm not a perfectionist, and same I have for you. Please do not wait, just start speaking from today only. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Exactly. That is the essence of journey, which I got also. That nobody is perfect and nobody can be perfect. It can take many years. Then also maybe you would not be perfect. Even though I'm a native speaker of Hindi, but I cannot say that I'm a perfect speaker of Hindi, right? So that's what the same actually goes for English. So we have to work really hard. We have to practice English. It is not a rocket science, I can say, but at the same time, it is not that easy also, like people think. So you have to be consistent, and consistency matters a lot, and that is the very difficult part about learning languages.
True, true, true. So, thank you so much, Ashutosh, for having me today. I'm really happy, and I feel that we'll be able to help your learners further. All the
Yeah,
best.
sure, of course. So thank you so much, Minwir. Thanks to you, Gayatri ma'am, for joining me today, and I enjoyed throughout the session, and I'm so happy with your answers. I hope this is going to help everybody who would like to speak English. So that's it for today. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.